Welcome everyone, let's dive straight into this explainer. Today we're unpacking a really chilling piece of horror folklore. And what's fascinating about it is how it breaks down the meticulous, terrifying mechanics of a supernatural curse. We're looking at a story sourced directly from Indian folklore that doesn't just, tell a scary tale. It actually gives us a literal step-by-step blueprint of how dark magic rituals are said to operate, how they take hold, and the ultimate devastating price they extract from the people who use them.
Okay, so let's start with the exact terrifying curse spoken by a woman named Kavita in our source material. The happiness that burned me will now consume him. I mean, wow. That single sentence just perfectly sets the dark tone for our entire investigation today. It strips away all the myth and reveals the raw human emotion driving this whole narrative. Because at its core, this isn't a story about some random monster in the woods, right? It's about the monster that grows inside a home when resentment is just left to fester.
And that leads us to the central question guiding our analysis today. How exactly does unchecked human jealousy act as the ultimate catalyst for the dark arts? We're going to explore how a perfectly happy, prosperous family was just systematically dismantled. We'll be treating this folklore almost like a true crime breakdown, uncovering that deadly intersection where completely mundane envy meets supernatural terror.
Section 1. A family torn apart. The seeds of jealousy.
So we have a really stark contrast between our two central figures here. First, we have Ajay. According to the source, he's basically the golden child. He's steeply generous, he pays the family expenses, showers everyone with gifts, and he even bought a city house for his parents. And then we have his sister-in-law, Kavita. While she smiles for the family, underneath it all she is incredibly bitter. She feels entirely overshadowed by Ajay's perfection. The folklore actually makes a point to describe her jealousy as something literally rotting inside of her. And this perfectly mundane family grievance, that's the fuel for all the horror that follows.
Section 2. Rituals of black magic, the mechanics of a curse. Our source details her use of Kala Tantra. Now, what we really want to focus on today are the actual mechanics of these rituals, because Kala Tantra, as it's depicted in this folklore, isn't just some vague concept of bad vibes or wishing ill on someone. It is a highly methodical process. Kavita learns this from an old village woman, and it requires specific, tangible, physical items used with extreme malicious intent to control, harm, or just outright destroy a victim. It's a very calculated, very physical practice.
Let's look at the initial, stealthy steps Kavita took inside the home to physically bind Ajay to this curse. Notice the incredible intimacy of these actions. Step 1, she cuts his hair while he sleeps. I mean, that is a massive violation of trust right there. Step 2, she hides the bound hair in his wallet, effectively attaching the curse to his daily life and his finances. And Step 3, she mixes cursed ash into a serving of sweet kheer, which is a traditional dessert. She literally feeds the curse to him with a smile. It's wild how the folklore so seamlessly blends domestic, everyday life with the occult.
So those daytime rituals were very domestic, but her midnight rituals, those are purely supernatural. Picture this, behind a ruined temple, she lays out a black cloth. She drips mustard oil onto a photograph of Ajay, and then she binds these items, along with a lemon, using black thread while chanting. The source material emphasizes that this specific ritual is what really amplifies the dark energy. These physical items act as a direct conduit for her hatred, aiming it entirely at her brother-in-law.
Section 3. The dark descent. The symptoms take hold.
Mapping this out logically really shows the chaos of the curse. It's a terrifying methodical escalation. Within just 1 week, a normally calm Ajay starts experiencing uncharacteristic anger and picking small fights at home. Fast forward to 1 month, and the curse attacks his livelihood. Massive business contracts inexplicably fail and his loans default. By 3 months, the psychological and financial ruin turns into a total physical breakdown. He's severely ill and hallucinating dark shadows. So the folklore portrays the curse not as an instant death strike, but as a systematic dismantling of a person's entire life.
Our source shares this truly chilling anecdote where Ajay's wife, Mira, overhears him pleading in the dead of night. He's screaming in his sleep, "Don't call me! What have I done to you? Don't call me!" And this quote is absolutely vital because it proves to his family that his mind is under siege by forces they can't even see. It's that terrifying moment they realize, okay, this isn't just stress or a run of bad luck. Something unnatural has latched onto him.
Section 4. The counter ritual. Breaking the Kala Tantra.
The contrast between Ajay before and after is a massive turning point in the story.
The source notes that the old Ajay was deeply devoted. He never left the house without performing his daily prayers. But the cursed Ajay, he physically cannot enter the temple. He stops dead at the steps, his face twisted in fear, and aggressively refuses to look at the holy idols. And for the Swami they consult, this provides undeniable proof that Ajay is possessed or heavily influenced by a dark opposing entity.
So to break the curse, the Swami initiates a Havan, which is a sacred fire ritual. And notice how these pure, holy items, Ganyajal, which is holy water, camphor, yellow mustard, and sacred ash, serve as a direct visual and spiritual antithesis to the dark magic tools we saw Kavita use earlier. Where she used black cloth and dark oil in the shadows of a ruined temple, the Swami uses bright fire, holy water, and sacred ash in the light of an active temple. It is a literal clash of physical rituals.
This counter-ritual is an incredibly intense battle of wills. In the very first minute, Ajay is screaming for them to stop. By minute 10, the entity inside him attempts to violently sabotage the whole thing by actually throwing burning wood out of the sacred fire. It isn't until minute 30, when the Swami forcefully pours sacred ash over Ajay's head, that Ajay finally collapses, completely freed from the dark entity. This ritual combat is physically exhausting and genuinely dangerous.
Following the exorcism, the Swami delivers this final super ominous warning. The bond is broken. He is safe now, but the one who did this will not have a good end. Now, this is absolutely critical to understanding this folklore because it establishes the strict rule of karmic retribution. In these narratives, dark magic is never a free pass. The energy you send out into the world must eventually find a home.
Section 5. The price of greed, karmic retribution. Armed with the truth, the family confronts Kavita. Cornered and terrified, she confesses everything out of sheer fear. And the revelation is so devastating that her husband, Vijay, actually grabs a kitchen knife and attempts to kill her. But strikingly, it's the newly healed Ajay who mercifully steps in to stop him, refusing to let any more blood be spilled. The damage, however, is completely done. The family unit is utterly destroyed. Vijay takes his children, abandons Kavita in the village, and moves to the city with Ajay.
The poetic justice embedded in this story is just undeniable. Look at how exactly her actions mirror her punishment. Kavita spent her nights chanting curses in the dark, right? Well, her punishment is being kept awake hearing horrifying whispers at night. She commanded dark entities to ruin Ajay, and now, in her total isolation, she is stalked by black shadows in her own room. The exact supernatural terrors she unleashed have literally turned back around to consume her.
Our source concludes with a truly tragic and eerie image. Weeks later, villagers end up breaking down Kavita's door after complaining of a terrible smell. They find her dead on the floor, and right beside her body, a black cloth and a burnt lemon. This visually links Kavita's gruesome demise directly back to the very ritual item she used to start the curse in the first place. It completely closes the loop on the Swami's prophecy. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Did the Kalatantra and the dark entities truly turn around and kill Kavita? Or was she ultimately just consumed by the rotting weight of her own isolation, her guilt, and her jealousy? It's a fascinating question that reminds us that in these incredible pieces of folklore, the most terrifying darkness doesn't always come from a ritual. It usually starts within. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep questioning the shadows.